Hi, good morning and welcome back to Yarn on the Beach. This is episode 212 and I know, oh, hold on a second. I've got a little technical malfunction, but let's see if I can figure this out. Let's see, will that work? There, that'll work. I know we've gone a little bit early this morning, but there's a crazy storm coming and I thought better early than not at all. So good morning, it's episode 212 and we're about 8 minutes early, maybe 7. So if you're already here in the chat room, that's easy for you. Hopefully you'll get a notification otherwise that we're early, and if not, you'll watch the recorded. Please feel welcome to say hello, tell me where you're from, what you're working on this morning. Happy to hear from you live or in the recorded version because I reply to all of those comments as well. If you have questions for me, whatever, anything. Thanks, Karen. I am wearing my black maxi dress that I love from my Amazon shop. It has pockets, a fitted waistband, shirring on the side, and it's full length. It feels like a nightgown, but looks way more put together than that, and I love wearing it with layers, so I have on my jean vest and my Lila Berry shawl. Lila Berry is a crochet shawl pattern using one ball of Be So Fine yarn, and this is color $1 Million Red. To show you some other ways you could wear it though, this is a great candidate for the shawl pin, which is something I've really never shown much before because we didn't have shawl pins before. Like, obviously you know all the different ways we tie them, we've talked about that a bunch, but another really pretty way to wear a shawl is to use a shawl pin, and then it looks more like a little capelet or a top because you can adjust the shoulder settings. And what I really love about this is that unlike being tied where it bunches up the fabric, it allows the fabric to lay really smoothly over your shoulders. And when you don't have fabric on underneath, for example with a strapless dress like this, you get to see so much more of the contrast of the stitch pattern on your bare arm. And I think that that's one of the most beautiful reasons to wear a shawl pin because you can allow the stitch pattern to lay so much more smoothly. I think I did this crooked. I'm so glad you love them, Lisa. Yeah, I love them too. They're so pretty. In so many different ways you can use them. Make such a great gift too. Okay, so I think that's more even now. Okay, so yeah, so you can see, just looks so put together. Maybe a little dressy for the beach here this morning, but I don't care. You know, in the words of Coco Chanel, always dress for a date with destiny. I don't think it matters what time of day you wear what, as long as you're comfortable and feel good. Good morning, everybody. I see Sherry and Jane and Karen and Ruth, Annie, Lisa, Robin. Thanks for everybody for joining me live. I know I went a little early today, but wait till you see the contrasts in the sky this morning. So the beach to the south of us has those beautiful bright fluffy clouds, and you can see it reflects on the water and a really light yellowish, that's a yellow cast, but it's definitely silvery and white as well. And then back here in the middle, this is where the storm's coming, and that's why I'm concerned about how long we'll be here. Can you hear the rumble? There's a lot of thunder out there. Can't decide how far away it is yet, but it's definitely coming. But then the beach to the north of us, look, good morning. Look at the colors of, I can't seem to get my tripod to lift up a little bit. There we go. Look at the colors on the water here. The colors, there's like this bright electric silvery blue, and I guess it's contrasting with the sky over there, but so incredibly pretty. And I think what I really love is the contrast of all three. So you can see there's a few people walking on the beach to the north of us. And I'm going to scan the water again so you can now see the contrasts of these three different views across the water, because they're all so different. And then you can see how quiet the beach is to the north of us, or south of us as well. And the big construction zone over there. I got catcalled this morning from the top floor of that as I was setting up. That was kind of funny. And you can see we're not going to see the big fireball in the sky today because it's super cloudy this way too. Dolly the Wonder Wagon. Okay, back to me. And I'm not sure if you can tell or not, but there are dead fish floating in the water this morning, and it smells pretty bad down here, so that's really sad too. Oh, the red brightens up the beach. It sure does. So does my hot pink lipstick. I thought it was just funny, Beatrice. I was like, are you really taking the time to do that? That's really far away. What's the point? I thought it was kind of humorous. Couldn't think of anything funny to do or say, but I did get a chuckle out of it. Let's see. Oh, got rained out last night too. If anybody follows me on Instagram and you read my stories, binoculars, maybe that's what it was. Okay, fair enough. I would imagine if you worked up there, it would be fun to bring binoculars so you could see what's going on in the water sometimes. So last night I took Marlon and his friends to a high school football game, and we no sooner got there and the sky looked hideous. We were able to see the national anthem, the first play or two, and then the lightning sirens went off and we got evacuated off the field and out of the stands, and the game never happened. So I think I'm that much more sensitive about the weather this morning. Wait, if you haven't, at least if it's within 24 hours, so you can still probably see it. The clouds in the sky were hideous, and that's saying a lot coming from a Florida girl, because we see a lot of storms that come right through. Oh yeah, the sky does look like a lighter version of Shushugiban. I agree. It's a little bit lighter, but definitely it has that vibe. Absolutely. Missed a bunch of comments. I'm sorry. Please feel welcome to repeat if you need to. Hi Edna. And I've missed anybody's names. I'm sorry. Hi Chantel. Hi Sintra. Oh, is Faye here and I missed it? Hi Faye. So I'm working on some I-cord in Be So Sporty Bling this morning. I'm working on some jewelry for the Handmade gift book, and I've got some incredible ideas with simple I-cord and simple crochet stitches that are going to be decorated with some supplies that I have been shopping for, and they're going to look so gorgeous. So I should have some of the jewelry pieces done hopefully within the next week, and making a lot of headway. Nope, didn't finish the baskets, just took a break from them to work on some jewelry. When you have 100 projects to finish, you can flip back and forth between a whole bunch of them. Yeah, I didn't expect to get catcalled this morning. That was a shock. I wouldn't think I would hear that at all anymore. Oh, this is going to be nasty. Okay, not so bad so far. Good morning, Kimberly from North Carolina. You're starting the Meshberry top. That's wonderful. I thought about wearing mine this morning, but I ended up wearing my Lilaberry shawl instead. You know what? I just wanted to wear a maxi dress. I think that was the goal, is to be comfortable this morning. Hi, Melissa, Jane, and Kimberly. The way things are. Oh, I would imagine too. I feel sorry. I think it would be hard to be a man, a single man, certainly in this day and age. I would imagine you'd be terrified of making the first move or flirting with a woman. I could see that. I could see that for sure. So maybe that's a safe distance. What else was I going to show you this morning? I don't remember. Maybe it'll come to me. I've kind of lost all my train of thought now. Does anybody have any questions? I think I'm just focused on the weather. Last night was crazy. Jane's been working on my patterns for years from Knitting Daily. That's wonderful. Yeah, that was a long time ago, wasn't it? Man, I think I've been in the industry 15 years now. Oh wow, Lisa wore her new maxi skirt to dinner last night and got lots of compliments. Isn't that lovely? Laren, we had the most horrific storms last night. After we got back from the canceled football game, the sky was lighting up with lightning like I've never seen, or haven't seen in a long time. It was going not just up and down, not just sideways, but it would be one piece going like that, like in squiggles, and taking up the whole sky facing you. It was a rough drive home, and then it didn't stop. I fell asleep and it was still going on. We lost power, oh gosh, at least 4 times before I fell asleep last night. At least it kept coming back on. And then this morning, I had to fix my clocks again. So it was definitely a major storm that came through last night. Still extremely humid out here too. Yeah, it was actually scary, especially since I was in charge and responsible for so many kids, and then driving so many kids in a big shuttle van. That was nerve-wracking, and you know, once we got home I felt a lot more comfortable, even though the power went out and it was dark. But still, you'd rather be home for stuff like that, right? Lisa, oh Lisa, they like the yarn on your skirt too. Well, that's wonderful. Were they crafters? Is that why they noticed the yarn? Yeah, being responsible for lots of kids definitely ups the ante. Oh, I did an embarrassing thing to them on purpose last night too. So we're getting ready to leave, and we had to leave because of weather, right? And half the kids came to the van, and then a couple of the kids were staying back to talk to other high school kids, and the kids told them, hey, it's time to go, and they were ignoring them, and I was at the curb, and I said, hey, do you really want me to get them right now? And they're like, yeah. I said, it's going to be embarrassing. They said, yeah, yeah. So I started honking the horn to a tune and flashing the headlights, and they came like that. So I was the embarrassing adult last night to high schoolers, and I got such a kick out of it. It's not like I did anything bad, but it was quite humorous to me. And somebody from the back of the van went, snap, TKO, which is so funny because my initials are KO, and the boxing term for, oh wait a second. So my initials are KO, and then the boxing term for technical knockout is TKO, so I thought it was a really funny reference that the kids thought it was funny to say that I did a TKO by embarrassing the heck out of their friends. But I got them in the van and got to drive home, so. Hi Debbie, good morning, thanks for joining. I'm doing 2 different widths of I-cord right now. So this one is a 5-stitch I-cord, and this one is a 3-stitch I-cord. And each one of them is on a size 4 or 3.5 millimeter set of knitting needles. And you can see how different they look in a 5-stitch to a 3-stitch. I tried 7-stitch and I couldn't do it. I'd probably have to switch to multiple DPNs to do 7 stitches. I couldn't get it where it was smooth all the way around. There was that ladder. Oh, Sherry's never heard of I-cord before. Oh my gosh, it's such a cool technique for creating cord in knitting. And even if you don't know how to knit, this would be a really easy thing to learn how to knit. So I won't be able to teach you the whole thing because I'm already started. But what you do, yeah, you'd need a 3rd needle to do 7 stitches. So I knit the 3 stitches like a row, but then instead of turning my work, I slide it to the other end of the needle. And so now my yarn is on the left side of my work, and I know this is looking backwards. So my yarn's on the opposite side of the work from where I normally work it. So I'm having to pull it around to work the next stitch. And by doing so, you end up wrapping it's kind of magical. You end up wrapping the stitches into a round instead of working in a row, even though you're only working in rows. Yeah, you can crochet one as well. It's a little cumbersome to do the crochet one, and I think there's so many amazing ways to do chains in crochet that I don't feel the need to do it exactly the same, but you definitely can, definitely. I'm making jewelry with these, and it won't make sense until you see them, but I'm making some really pretty pieces. I've been shopping for beads and buttons and accessories and found some amazing things on my wholesale jewelry wholesale websites, which is one of my favorite places to shop. You know, I find some cool stuff like our little yarn ball beads for the necklace scarf. Yep, this is just the knit stitch, that's it. You're knitting the 3 stitches across, and instead of turning your work, you're just sliding the stitches to the opposite end of the needle. Excuse me. Yeah, in fact, if I don't have a video for I-cord, I can pop one up on YouTube, hopefully this weekend, because it is, it's so wonderful. I love using it for all sorts of things, like if you're going to do ties on the end of a cape or a shawl, or ties on the end of a headband, or what else would you use it for? Just making ties for tying something. Oh, KB made the necklace scarf. Where can you find the shawl pin? It's on my website. There's a link to my shop in the video description, but if you go to KristinOmdahl.com, you can definitely find the shop there, and it's listed for sale in my shop. Yes, bag handles. I-cord makes great bag handles too. They're very sturdy. There's so, I mean, and it makes really beautiful jewelry in my opinion, especially when you add something like this bling yarn. Look at how, because it's so concentrated, look at how much silver shows up. I think it's overcast right now, but can you imagine wearing that as jewelry and moving? You're going to see so much sparkle with the bling yarn. Nah, oh no, I didn't drop my stitches. Good morning, Julie. Thanks for joining live. So I've been working on, I think all of the videos, maybe one left, are done for the Jenny crochet floppy sun hat. And now the first video was launched yesterday for the Serena floppy sun hat. And now, so in the next few days or next week, you will see the left-hand version of the first video, and then you'll see videos part 2 and 3. And if you notice in the playlists for these patterns and all the patterns that I've been showing videos for a while now, I add the stitch definition videos to the playlist for every stitch used in the pattern. So when you go to the playlist of any of my video tutorials, you're going to see, like for example, the Jenny hat uses a chain stitch, a slip stitch, and a half double crochet stitch. So each of those videos from my stitch library has right hand, left hand, and slow motion instruction for those stitches as individual videos. And then in that playlist, then there are the step-by-step multi-videos to walk you through the entire project. So it really makes it very comprehensive and lots of ways to learn. So if working on the pattern is too fast for you to work a new stitch and you don't feel comfortable using the little gear button to slow it down, you can actually go and learn the actual stitch fully by going to one of those stitch library videos. That's what I call them. It's kind of like my encyclopedia of stitches. I have a page on my website where you can see all of them with the line-by-line instructions, as well as that video that has right hand, left hand, and slow motion. But I also embed them into the playlists where they're appropriate. So like for the Jenny hat, those stitches I just mentioned. Then in the Serena hat playlist, all of the stitches that are used in that pattern are included in that playlist, along with the parts 1, 2, and 3 to do the step-by-step hat. and then the left-hand versions as well. So I have a playlist for all of those Stitch Library videos. I have a page on my website dedicated to all of them, but whenever they're appropriate for a pattern, I always put them there too, which is just a really handy resource. So whenever you're watching a video, if you see that it's in a playlist, you can actually learn all of the components of the pattern that way. I think it's really helpful to have everything's handy. I know it's not easy to search for things, right? And when you're in the mood to learn one thing, you don't want to have to learn how to search for all the components. So I try my best, anyways, not perfect, but I try my best to make things as easy to find as possible. And having said that, I am always open to suggestions, so you know that. If there's ever something that you think isn't clear or straightforward or something that needs improvement, I'm always open to suggestions. Oh, I missed a side conversation with Susie. But good morning, thanks for joining live. I hear more thunder. Thanks, Laren. A crochet dress in sunrise bling would be amazing. Absolutely. Let's see, you could do it in the Be So Fine bling or Be So Bold bling. No, not Be So Bold, Be So Fine bling or Be So Sporty bling. I've done dresses in both of those yarns. Yeah, bling would make a gorgeous dress. I would love that. Hi Sandshell, thanks for joining live. I started the broadcast early this morning because we have some crazy weather coming, and thought it'd be better to go early than to have to cancel. Thanks, Faye. Oh, Faye and Sherry both say my website is easy to navigate. Well, I'm glad you think so. Thank you. Always trying to work on it. Thanks, Sandshell. This is the Lila Berry shawl, and it's done in one ball of Be So Fine yarn in color $1 Million Red. I started dyeing new colors of Be So Fine yarn last night, and so hopefully those will be dry and ready to go by Monday. Probably start another batch of those today, and then after that hopefully I'll be able to start my new merino bamboo yarns dyeing. Still haven't named them officially, so still trying to come up with the names. Yep, we got some new fall colors coming for Be So Fine yarn. Let's see, I think I dyed 6 last night, and so I've got a few more to do still. Hi Alice, thanks for joining live. She's working on the Vivian knit shawl. That's wonderful. That's a fun project. That's one of the knit shawls from Motif Magic. I am intending to do a bunch more videos on the projects from Motif Magic soon. I think the next one up will be the Brooklyn shawl. Oh, thanks, Christine. They are lovely. I love my shawl pins. What was I saying? Oh, so the next up I think is going to be the Brooklyn shawl, and then after that I think I'm going to do videos for the Vivian shawl. Yeah, the water is extremely calm. The colors are amazing this morning. So many different. Let's see how the sky has changed now. I'm going to show you the sky. Thank you, Lisa. I love Motif Magic too. So here's the sky to the north of us. You see it's a little bit brighter over there. Definitely got some peach and gold in with the blues and the grays. Here's where the storm starts coming in. This is where we're hearing a lot of the thunder. Look at how those clouds, look at how those clouds are reflecting on the water though. So pretty. And you can see it's lighter over there to the south. But we definitely have a storm coming. I can hear it. And I just love how it changes the color of the water. Could you use the shawl pins for your hats? Yeah, I guess you could put it on there if you were going to tie a ribbon that way. Sure. Yeah, the sky looks so different in the different places. I think that's so unusual today. Oh, that's true too, Christine. When you put your hair up with the shawl pin, it'll come down with waves. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you can make them nice and soft then. They don't have to be as tight as bobby pins, and you get nice soft curls when you take your hair down from a shawl pin. I love that too. Yeah, the clouds do kind of look like mountains. Yeah, they're very strange this morning. Similar, but strange. It's extremely humid today here. Chantel's working on the Morgana shawl. Wonderful. Yeah, it is fun and easy. Once you memorize the pattern, it's really smooth sailing. I'm thinking about using that stitch pattern for a top right now. I have a strange idea in my head for making a top out of 4 L's. So I want to do an L for the front, an L for the second front, and then 2 L's for the back pieces, and then do some sort of a lace treatment or a Bruges lace or a motif lace to join them here, 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 and down the back. Dyeing yarn is hard work, Christine, that is true, but I enjoy it. That's okay. This is a silly story about dyeing yarn that does not make sense. I get my beads from wholesale suppliers. They're not available to the public. So last night I had this strange idea. It does not make any logical sense. I said, I know, I'm going to conserve my gloves while I'm dyeing yarn. Only wear my glove on my right hand and leave my left hand without a glove on. I'll be safe and I'll be careful. So anyways, I got a bunch of dye. This is after a couple of showers, so I mean, it's better. But I looked like I came from a crime scene when I went to the football game last night. So this hand's fine and this hand's not, and I can't for the life of me explain why I thought it was a good idea to conserve gloves. Well, kind of I do. I only have a few left in my big box. So, I mean, they last me a long time, but they're disposable gloves. And so I thought I was going to conserve gloves last night and only wear one. At least I remembered the one, because sometimes I don't remember to wear any of them. Oh, the things that go through your head when you're trying to be frugal. Oh, I wear glasses now for sure, yes. After that chemical burn in my eye, not so, I'm not forgetting my glasses anymore, that's for sure. But when it comes to trying to save money sometimes, I do come up with some ridiculous ideas, and that is at the top of the list. Yep, did not splash in my eyes. Yes, that is the good news. In the future, hopefully I will remember now to wear gloves on both hands though. And I made it like 75% of the way through with only using one hand. But it was like towards the end, I was, use both hands. So silly. Yeah, definitely wear eyewear. Well, you know what? Now that the more I think about it, and especially after splashing my eye, I should wear eyewear every time I clean anything. Anytime you use cleaning supplies, how easy is it for those to splash up too? I don't know. Although I do make my own cleaning supplies a lot, I like to make a baking soda, vinegar, and dish soap combination, and I add essential oils to that, so I actually use that a lot for cleaning. But you know, I still have my regular cleaners too, and I hate breathing them in even. Like if I go into my shower stall to clean with a spray bottle, just breathing that stuff in is so scary. And it takes too long to clean it that I can't hold my breath the whole time. So I don't know what the solution is for that, which is one of the reasons why I alternate cleaning with my homemade solution. Does anybody else make a homemade cleaning solution? Oh, bleach is awful, yes. Bleach is awful for burns on your hands, splashes in your eyes and breathing it in. No, you know what? I have not shared my recipe for that on my website. That's a good suggestion. But I make a paste with baking soda, dish soap, and vinegar. It's actually really good for carpet stains too. And I usually add essential oil to it. Sometimes I add sweet orange essential oil. I like that smell. Or lemon. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's good for a glass cleaner too. Someone was saying glass cleaner is vinegar, water, and dish soap. I haven't used that, but I've heard that that works really well too. Do you use a squeegee to get it off then? Is that how you do it? I'm just curious, but I think you would probably want to use a squeegee because of the soap in it. I'll wait to see if I can get an answer from that, because now I'm curious. But I use a squeegee on most glass anyways. Good morning, Sherry from Kokomo. All right, I'm not seeing my answer, but that's okay. I use a squeegee anyway. All right, well, we've run out of time, and I'm glad we went early because we made it the whole time and did not have to end, but I do feel like the storm will be here soon. How pretty is that little reflection right there? So cool. Anyway, let's take this last minute to look out on this magnificent view, soak in the sound of the waves, and set our intentions for today and the rest of the weekend. Thanks so much, everyone, for taking time out of your busy schedule to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the beach, the sunrise, the storm, the sound of the waves, and all the beautiful colors we saw today. Hope you enjoyed chatting with me and everyone else. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see you all Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.